Growing up, I used to be the most competitive kid you could imagine. In every sport that I played, I wanted to win and compete against the best. In every game that I touched, I wanted to conquer and rise to the top. I played games like Rainbow Six, Valorant, CSGO, Rocket League, and even Fortnite. However, without realizing it, I was playing an excessive amount of video games. As soon as I got home from school, the only thing that was on my mind was to hop on Rocket League or Fortnite, and this lasted for a while. But without realizing it, I was spending countless hours grinding towards something that was doing more harm for me than good. When I played a ton of video games, I also realized that it was easier for me to pick up bad habits. I found myself constantly scrolling on social media, consuming junk food, developing unhealthy addictions. Video games were fun and great, but without realizing it, I was slowly turning into an insecure teen who had low confidence, no girlfriend, no money, and terrible habits. This continued even when I got into high school. I would still find it hard to talk to people because of my low confidence, and my unhealthy habits persisted. At this point, I was getting fed up. These were supposed to be some of the best times of my life, yet the only skill I had to my name was just being good at video games. Deep down inside, I was ashamed of the person I was becoming, and I knew I had so much more potential. I knew that if I kept continuing those habits, my life would continually get worse and my future would be grim. So I decided to take my first big step back in 2021, and I started going to the gym with my brother and homie, hopping on that gym bro grinds for a while. I made some pretty good progress and things were going well for a while, but deep down I knew that I wasn't really satisfied with myself trying to become this huge muscular bodybuilder, when my goal wasn't even to compete in bodybuilding. One day I was scrolling on YouTube Shorts and then I came across this guy named Yuvigo, who was doing these insane superhuman-like movements. I was just like, whoa, what is that? And that's when I discovered calisthenics. I thought his skills like the planche and front lever were very impressive and inspiring. And after I saw calisthenics competition for the first time, my mind was blown. I was just fascinated by these athletes doing elite level movements on the bar and just displaying their total body control. I wanted to learn those skills ASAP and someday compete as well. And that's when I started my calisthenics grind. My first goal was to learn the handstand push-up, but when I tried to just hold a handstand, I was completely humbled. I also tried the muscle up and front lever, but I soon realized how difficult these skills really were. I would try to do these skills again and again and again and again, but I would end up failing over and over and over and over. And honestly, yeah, I got frustrated. At times, I felt like giving up. But for some reason, I didn't quit. Even though that these skills felt impossible, instinctively I knew that if I kept trying, eventually I would achieve them. And I trained hard. I trained at the park, in my house, at the gym. Even when my brother and homies were all lifting weights and getting gym bro gains, I chose to train calisthenics. Even on days when I didn't feel like training, I still did. Even on bad days, I would cool off and use that negative energy into improving my skills. I was forced to learn from my failures and went back to mastering fundamental exercises like push-ups, pull-ups, and pike push-ups in order to improve my form and technique. And I noticed that with a bit of consistency, I saw some progress. Within a few weeks, I could do more and more reps, and I noticed some great changes in my physique. And the weird thing about calisthenics was that I actually looked forward to doing my workouts and training skill work. Even though I was so far away from achieving the full planche or the muscle up, the little progress kept me going. Even after experiencing failure countless times, I managed to hold my first handstand. And there was this indescribable feeling of accomplishment that I felt after I unlocked my first skill. Not long after, I managed to achieve my first handstand push-up. And that's when the turning point started. 2 months later, after grinding pull-ups, I learned the muscle up. And not long after, muscle ups became part of my pull-up routine. My form only kept improving and muscle-ups just kept getting easier. Eventually, I had enough confidence to be able to do muscle-ups on the military pull-up bar at my local high school. And somehow the video exploded, reaching millions of views. I was shocked about the amount of people who thought a muscle-up was impressive. So I knew I had to continue creating videos inspiring and teaching others. Instead of using my competitiveness for video games, I use it for training towards unlocking skills and transferring all that energy into getting better at calisthenics. I was grinding towards something a lot more beneficial for my physical and mental health. I even noticed that it was easier for me to reject junk foods. I was less active on social media than before. And the most shocking difference was that when I was getting into shape, my confidence naturally went up. Even girls started taking more of an interest in me. And I managed to get a girlfriend, and we've been dating for over a year now. Wow. Back in 2022, I decided to start this YouTube channel on calisthenics to share my journey and progress. And that's when I unlocked a new step in my life. On top of building a passion for calisthenics and working out, creating videos for you guys also became my motivation. Not only did calisthenics become a hobby, it became a lifestyle. After training hard for 2 years, I'm in the best shape of my life, and I have learned extremely difficult skills like the front lever and straddle planche. I went from an insecure, having low confidence, unhealthy teenager to a whole different person from training calisthenics. My goal now is to keep inspiring more and more people to begin their calisthenics journey and help transform their lives as I did myself. If you're thinking about starting calisthenics, I recommend that you just go for it. The best advice I can give you is to start anywhere. Start with 5 minutes a day. Just start by taking a walk or even stretching. Once you build up the habit, it will become easier. Starting is the hardest thing that stops most people from becoming great. I have a video on how to start calisthenics and also another video on how to create a calisthenics routine if you would like to check them out. I can also create you a customized weekly routine that fits your schedule, equipment access, and fitness level. There's a 25% discount for the summer, so make sure to check the link in the description. Thanks for watching. Peace.